If this game isn't in my top 5 games of this year, then that means this year was phenomenal for gaming, because I don't see a universe where this doesn't make the list. Or how to give away your opinion in the first sentence of a review. Usually when I play a game for review, I play it till the credits, if the game has them, and then I stop. Rarely do I replay a game more than once unless I really love it. At the time of writing this, I've beaten Resident Evil Requiem 3 times, and I'm currently going for a 4th. For a while now, Capcom has wanted to perfectly merge Resident Evil's horror and action games into one game, and the results of those experiments have gone about as well as the Umbrella Corporations. RE6 was an explosive mess focused on Michael Bay-type antics with the horror story featuring a giant explosion that the game makes you play twice. And RE Village, while great when it was horror-focused in the first half, fumbled in the second half when it wanted to be action. So I guess third time's the charm. Capcom has managed to create a love letter to all elements of the past Resident Evil games, for better and for worse. Yeah, I love this game, but I would be lying if I said there weren't a few little things that bugged me. Spoiler warning, I'm gonna spoil all over the place. The story is split into 2 parts, following Grace Ashcroft in some of the scariest sections ever put into a Resident Evil game, and Leon S. Kennedy, who isn't letting his old age stop him from still being the coolest character, though he can't pile drive zombies anymore, at least not without taking some ibuprofen afterwards. The game lets you pick what perspective you want for both characters, and I played Grace's section in first person and Leon's in third, the way Capcom intended. However, I did decide to switch up the perspectives for a repeat playthrough, and quickly discovered why Capcom recommended the other way. Grace and Leon's sections were both clearly designed for a certain POV, and changing them up made the whole experience awkward to play and just felt wrong, like pouring milk before cereal. But both sections are great fun, with Grace channeling RE1 and 7, and Leon channeling RE4 and 6. Yeah, if there's one big issue I have with this game, it's that there are parts of Leon's campaign that lean a little too heavily towards RE6. Like a part on a motorcycle, which is a glorified turret section, and a part near the end where you fight guys with guns. Excuse me, Capcom, but I didn't buy a Resident Evil game to fight normal army guys with guns. I get we're celebrating all of the franchise, but do we have to celebrate that game? It reminds me of when Sonic Generations had a whole level based around Sonic 06. Like, do you really want to remind people you made that? But luckily, these hiccups don't overstay their welcome. I could see where someone would say that Requiem is just fan service, and to that I say, yes it is, but it's fan service done right, giving you something familiar but with a twist that makes it new. For example, there's a part of this game where you have to drain a pool in order to cross the bottom of it. You do a similar thing in RE1, but in Requiem, the pool is actually a pool of blood, and draining it reveals it's actually a giant grinder that you then get trapped in and have to survive until it shuts off. It's something you've seen before, but given a new spin, and there's countless other examples of this throughout the game. Speaking of blood, good lord is this game violent. It might be the most violent RE game yet, with impressively gory effects for both enemies and game over screens. It especially shows in the lab parts, like, oh, you have perfectly clean white walls? Well, not when Leon's done, you won't. And these effects are helped by the game's beautiful looking visuals. This game shows that Capcom has fully mastered the RE engine for these games. The other games looked good too, but this is on another level, with environments that feel like real lived-in places now left empty, more so than the other games in the engine. The story is also pretty good, with your standard Resident Evil plot only half taking itself seriously. The characters are really well done, with Grace being a great new addition to the cast, and Leon having his usual one-liners now set in a tone like he's just done with everything. There's a great moment near the start where Leon is being led by a doctor through a hallway, and she describes how perfectly normal and safe their research is, and Leon just goes, like he's just waiting for the moment this whole thing goes south and he can start mowing down freaks. Although the plot does do the stupid RE7 ending thing where it presents you with 2 choices at the end, but only one of them actually counts. I got the bad ending on my first playthrough because I thought destroying the virus was the good option. But Sam, didn't you see the tape Spencer left behind saying that the virus was actually a good thing? Well, yeah, but it's Spencer. You know, the guy who started this whole thing, the guy who founded Umbrella. I thought it was a trick, because why would I trust anything he says? Gameplay for both characters is great, but especially for Leon, it feels like a more refined version of RE4 Remake's combat, with all the issues that game had removed, like a melee option that can be repaired instead of needing to buy another one, and some stylish new context-specific takedowns. Resident Evil Requiem is a great game for both hardcore fans of the franchise, and also for people who've never played an RE game. But I did do a list of Resident Evil games a while ago, so where would I rank this on my list? After sitting with it for a while, I'd put it in the number 3 spot, only being beaten out by RE7 and OG4. Because while I do love Requiem, it's a refinement of what came before, whereas those other two games were brand new revolutions for the series. I loved this game, but now that we've had the big love letter game, I think I'd like to see RE10 go in a different direction like 7 and 4 did. I'd also like to see this game get a mercenaries mode. I mean, come on, Leon's gameplay is basically begging for it. But who knows how long it'll be till we get a new game, because for now, it looks like this train is on the track to Remake Station. Whoop whoop. That's all I got for now. The next review should be Marathon, so if you're interested in that, then be sure to like, subscribe, share with your friends, and hit that bell icon to be notified for whenever I make a new video. And if you've played Resident Evil Requiem, then let me know what you thought of it in the comments. Okay, that's it. Bye.